Okay, so I figured I should probably explain myself a little bit after the "What is wrong with the car" video. This is my 1975 Plymouth Duster. I got it for $1,500 from a guy on Craigslist, and it had a few issues when I bought it, most notably the sounding like a steam engine part, which was a loose valve adjustment screw that had basically allowed the lifter and the push rod to just sort of pop out of their holes, and well, the lifter was sitting in a little valley at the bottom where the push rods move. So I fixed that. I've ordered new screws, and of course now that I fixed that, it has rod knock on the cylinder that the lifter and push rod were out on. So I've ordered new piston rings, new, connecting rod bearings, new valve cover gasket because I completely destroyed it. And so the goal with this car, I was originally going to take the Slant 6 out and make it into a V8, but I've decided not to do that because it's kind of hard to find a decent Chrysler V8 around here. I was looking for a 383 or a 360, and it's just difficult to find those because most people have already taken them. You may have already noticed one of the main issues, well, not main issues, but there's no Duster badge there. There's supposed to be one. I was told it was stolen. Pick the camera up and go around the back. I called this car the Ruster for what should be a fairly obvious reason. It's got some holes in it, which isn't fantastic, but there you go. And if we bring it back around to the front and go pop the hood release, you can see what state the engine's in. At least the locks still work. And that. And I haven't locked myself out of it yet, so that's nice. It's kind of hard to see in here. Work light. And I don't edit these videos because I'm a professional, clearly. Alright, now that I got that set up. This is the inside of the hood. Can't really see it, unfortunately, unless I take this off. This video's about to get a lot shakier. So I've given it new rotor cap, or new distributor cap, new rotor, and new plug wires, which seem to have made it run a little bit better. My dad came over and helped me adjust the warm idle screw, so it at least idles decently now. It still has a slight miss. I think it's either the 4th or the 6th cylinder, because when I did the compression check, the 6th cylinder was reading at 90 psi and the 4th was reading at 85. I did it cold, so they're probably higher than that, but it's not really a very healthy engine. So that's why I've ordered the new piston rings and everything. Hopefully that'll fix it. If it doesn't, then, well, I'm probably just going to have to do a whole teardown of it, which is going to be a pain. But I already have the engine hoist and the thing to angle the engine with when I get it out. So that should at least make it somewhat easier. And the engine stand is hopefully coming sometime next week. So, let's see, what else? There are some good things. Most of the gauges work. In fact, everything except the speedometer. And it's basically impossible to get a decent speedometer cable or sensor or whatever it is that's broken, and I haven't really looked into how to get it off yet. But, yeah, that's really the only thing that's broken besides, once we get inside here. Oh my god, that's close. There we go. So all the gauges are still where they're supposed to be, which is nice, and now they're out of focus. The hell's the focus on this thing? There we go. So all those still work. And they work because I replaced the light bulb in this fender flasher right here, which wasn't working and turned out didn't have a light bulb in it at all. So I replaced that, and now the light bulb is always on unless the car lights are on. But at least all of the gauges work now. So that's kind of neat. The wiring's a little bit funky, but I can fix that. Let's get into the back. The seat belts are not bolted in right now because I have no clue where they bolt to. I mean, obviously the top one, you know, that's in, but don't know where the bottom one bolts to. The center section, if I move the camera over here, center section for this seat belt is over there. Don't know where that bolts to because there's no holes in the carpet. This is apparently a new carpet package and it doesn't look like it was installed very well. So you can see there's little just parts of it that aren't really cut very well or at all. But you know, it's nice. These are very clean. When I got the car, I just have been driving it around the block and they've gotten dirty. So yeah, let's start it up. We'll put the camera back on tripod here. I already have it warmed up. And if you hear me revving it, that's because the throttle gets stuck frequently. But it does sound better. Alright, so it's a little bit loud, but you can hear it. It sure as shit sounds better than it used to. I'll go around at the back. Look, there's no more oil coming out. It's not, you know, creating a giant cloud of blue smoke, which is nice. So that's pretty good. There is still a massive dent in the rear reflector, but you know, that happens, I guess. So that needs to be fixed. I don't know if you can hear the knock or not, but I can hear it very well. So now I'm going to take the camera inside the car and we'll see if we can go for a drive around the block. Because it's not insured yet and I don't really want to kill anybody. Like I said, no editing. Because I'm poor and lazy. Get this thing on the passenger seat. That's going to be fun on the microphone. Come on. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of headroom. So crap like that happens. We have to deal with the occasional microphone issues. come on. Or the incompetent cameraman issues. One of those two. There we go. Probably hear the rod knock a lot better from in here. There we go. Oh crap, now it's angled weird. Professionalism. It's my strong suit. Why is this falling? Alright, screw it. The camera's gonna be a bit wonky, but not something I've ever cared about. Leave the garage door open as I can. Look at that. Has a little bit of a hesitation. I think that's just dirty fuel lines, but who knows? It's a bit old. I ran car cleaner through it yesterday a few times. It doesn't seem to have done much with it. There we go. And that wasn't foot to the floor. Obviously, I'm in a neighborhood, so foot to the floor would be a little dumb. And if you hear clicking, that's the speedometer needle bouncing off the bottom of the gauge. Yeah, once it gets past, low idle RPM, it actually runs pretty smooth. Shifting isn't even that bad for, a car that's this old. I don't think the transmission has ever been gone through. So, it's decent. For how much I got it for, it's actually pretty good. Hopefully, starting 3 weeks from now, I'm going to rebuild it. That's when parts are supposed to get here. But yeah, that's the Ruster. I got it a few weeks ago, and hopefully I'll be able to restore it to its former glory, and also make it, faster. Because really, what's the point if the car isn't faster? Let's see, professionalism. What the hell's the off button?